Communicating to old and young people alike, no matter what country I'm in, no matter what culture I am, no matter what social economical status I'm in, it's the same struggle, it's the same situation. We just want to feel like we belong in connection. We are longing for human connection. But everywhere I go, the same battles that I had when I was in middle school and I was in high school, it's the same struggles all across the world still yet today. Many of us are wearing the mask and we don't know that it's okay to not be okay. We don't really have the courage to punch that fear in the face and do it afraid and to talk because we think that we're alone and nobody sees us and nobody's going to understand and I'm the only one. So we don't talk and we wear the mask and the pressure builds. But if we don't have the tools to understand that it's okay to not be okay, we find ourselves building this protection wall of not letting anybody in. Situations as we grow up and go through this journey called life, things will happen to us. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they can be bad. Single events, single occurrences. Maybe it's like you win the championship or you aced a test or the very first time you went on vacation and your toes touched the sand on the beach of Florida. Good memories, but also these moments of impact, they can come through tragedy and hardships and difficult times. Maybe when mom and dad got divorced, or maybe when a friend of ours passed away, or we lost a grandparent. Hard things that challenge us. And when these moments of impact happen, these powerful times, good or bad, it's like the details are just more vivid. We remember the people that were around us, the conversations that were being spoken, the clothes that were on our back, the atmosphere, because that thing impacted us in such a way. Still to this day, even though it maybe was years ago, still to this day, we remember so many details about when it happened exactly. Moments of impact. How many of you can think back into your past and think back something that's happened to you, good or bad, that still to this day, you can remember so many details when it happened? Raise your hand. Lots of us, right? Moments of impact. And I remember when I walked into this family meeting when I was in the 6th grade, right after the basketball things happened, my dad called a family meeting and I walked into this family meeting and I was excited because my dad used to always do family meetings to surprise us with good stuff. So I walk in and my dad was to my right, my mom was across from my sisters to my left, my back was to the stove, to the sink, and to the fridge. I could see the living room with the TV, the wooden table my dad had built. It was a handcrafted table. It was beautiful. I hated the table though because it was extremely heavy and my father would never get the moving crew and we moved a lot when I was a kid. I carried that stupid table all across the state of Indiana. But I remember all the details because mom looked at dad and dad looked at me. My dad began to share about this divorce. And dude, it rocked me because my parents never fought really in front of me. I was naive enough when I was a kid to think that I had a picture perfect family. And the reason is my parents never fought in front of me. I was never allowed to go into the bedroom because, you see, I have one speed. It's called squirrel.